this particular case, if you open the centerfold of your pamphlet at a later time, you see all the incredible things that she's done. But giving Bill Gates some latitude this evening, I'm going to speak about her from my perspective. So our Hope Hero Award winner tonight is Miss Arlene Hackbarth. First of all, because you see John is so proud,
I'm living with Meryl here.
Part of why she does what she gets to do is because of who she is. Part of it is because of the real partnership.
And that's what I tell her.
John, thank you for that.
Thank you.
I shared with a few folks earlier today. I used to live in Marlboro, Maryland, and I've now moved to North Carolina. But one of the first homes I ever visited was the Baltimore home. And I visited prior to the pandemic. And at that time, is anybody here that was here in 2016 that was in the Baltimore home? So that entire team is turned over. Then in August of 2019, the new leadership team came in. And that team came in under you, Arlene. And there's a difference between just trying to change everything and figuring out what we do really, really well and accentuate that, and then figure out where there are gaps and close those gaps, and then take the organization to the next level. And that's what I saw Arlene do. I walked into the house, and the house was amazing. The students were amazing. You heard from one of them today, Joshua. He came up to me and said, I remember when you came to the house. And I said, I remember when you were a student there. And we started talking about the transition. And that's been due to your leadership, Arlene. So we thank you for that leadership. Because we went out of 2019 and what happened? COVID hit. And we had to all get creative, all of our ADs around the country and in Guatemala, around how do we deal in this COVID world. And so she partnered with a number of you and thought about how we can start doing virtual fundraising. How do we get more active in the community? How do we build community partnerships? Some of you leaders are here that have been community partners with us in Baltimore. And as a result, raised over $600,000 in counting. The other thing we talked about, and whether it was in Arizona, Arlene and I at one of these events, or in St. Louis, is we can't house every student in Baltimore, in Cincinnati, you name the city, that we want to touch. But if we extend what we're doing in the residential program to the academy, it would be amazing how many more students we could reach. It'd be amazing how many more minds we could have an impact on. I'm a firm believer that our children are broken, our systems are broken. And if we create a system in Hope Ignites that allows us to have residential where it meets and adds to it academy, it's amazing how much more we can do. And so without further ado, I'd love Arlene for you to come up and take your recognition.
I was excited to hear I was a centerfold. This is actually much better than an Oscar, so take that, Meryl Streep. I'm really quite humbled by this. I actually thought when Bill called me, I was speechless. It was people who know me know that's a magic.
Never happened.
Never happened. Never happened. But I actually called him. Where are you, Bill? I did call you like an hour later tonight. I was driving home and I'm like, Bill, did you just say what I thought you said?
It was not a dream sequence.
I know. I'm like really getting old or something because I think that's what I said. What he said, but I wasn't sure. Because this kind of award isn't done in a vacuum. Obviously, it's done because you're surrounded by such wonderful people that make it happen. So it's not really just for me. And there's headquarters with Kristen and Bill and Brian and Mel, who for the past 5.5 years, they're on speed dial on my phone. And I'm always amazed when I call them and they actually pick up. Because I'm like, I know you know it's me, and you still answer. And I've always appreciated the support that you've given me, and Mel always says my questions are interesting. I'm not really sure. The board of directors at the local affiliate here, Dave, and Jacqueline, and Cheryl, and Julian, and Matt, and everyone that has trusted me with the care of this great organization. Thank you for having trust that I would take care of it. I so appreciate that. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have incredible donors. And right now, tonight, we have Mike Book, who everybody should have a Mike in their affiliate. Mike has taken care and kept the doors open because of the care that he's given gratis to our homes to make sure that they're up and running. My favorite Mike story is in the fall of this past year, there was a knock on the girls' house door, and I opened it up, and there was these men there with tarps and ladders, and I said, excuse me, can I help you? And they're, we're here to paint. I'm like, paint what? Everything. I'm like, who sent you? My book. So we had 95% of that home, the boys' house and the girls' house, painted that Mike took care of. And Mike, I know every time something breaks and you fix it, I say, send me the bill. I haven't seen one in 5 years, but thanks for all that you do, and he does Friendsgiving. We're so fortunate we really couldn't keep our doors open without donors. We have incredible staff, especially the youth specialists that are always unsung heroes of the program. I know Marcus is here tonight. Marcus is part-time youth specialist, been with us over 4 years. I know it's not for the money, Marcus. I know that you really care about these kids, so that kind of dedication from youth specialists just keeps the program running. And then after that, it's the people that work directly on my team, and I call it my cup of coffee team. So when I hire people, I always ask, could I have a cup of coffee with this person? It's always my rule, because you're going to spend a lot of time with people you work with, you better like them. So I'm very fortunate in a small but mighty team that I have directly working with me. Heidi is our grant writer and program corporate development consultant for the past 5 years. Heidi, you know, we all know that no means no, except when it comes from a donor. No means we just haven't convinced them yet. So thank you for being that spirit with me and that bigger go home attitude about raising money. Kylie's here tonight. Where's Kylie? My administrative coordinator. Kylie should have one thing on her job description. It should just say other duties as assigned because she does everything. And then the pepper to my salt, Demetria. When I took this job, I called Demetria and I said, you know, I took this job picturing you being the program director, so you better say yes. And she said, what are you doing? How's the money? I'm like, yeah, not that great. How are the hours? And I'm like, lousy. And she said, what's the mission? And I told her, and she said, all right, well, tell me more. And then she's like, let's do this. And Ronald, thank you, her husband, for telling her, go where you know. And thanks, Demetria, because Demetria, like myself, believes that when it comes to working with our kids, a good enough program is not good enough. It's always got to be better, so thanks. Thanks for taking the journey with me. And you know, you have to have a lot of support in order to do this kind of work. And to give a shout out to my husband. He told me to say that.
I did.
John's always believed in me, even when I've doubted myself. He always insists we have a rule that we never go to sleep angry with each other. We've been up since Sunday. just say that I'm right.
Yes. You're always right. I've learned that.
I was downsized from my previous position and got in the car that day and just said, you know what, Lord, guide my feet. Tell me what I'm supposed to do next. And within 48 hours, I was interviewing for the role of executive director here. And I just knew from the mission and from what the struggle was about that I just knew I needed to be here. It felt like a calling. So I didn't ask in the interviews, which if I was going with my head, I might have asked something like, how much money do you have in the bank? We're in 1 month of operations. But I didn't ask because I was going with my heart. I didn't ask, how much in debt are we? Good thing, because it was a lot. And I didn't ask, how was the census? Because they were getting ready to maybe condense the 2 homes into 1. But that was okay. It didn't deter me, because if you saw that as a problem, then it would be a problem. But if you saw it as opportunity, then the possibilities were endless. So as the old Air Force motto goes, the difficult we do immediately, the impossible takes a little longer. I think we've handled the difficult. We're starting to make a dent in the impossible. So appreciate that. In our work that we do, we have 2 things that it boils down to: the work that's necessary and the work that matters. The work that's necessary is all the stuff, the paperwork, right? The financials and the licensing stuff and the budget stuff, all that, it's necessary. It really is. But that's only there to support what matters. And what matters in our work is right there in the mission statement, to nurture and guide. And if every day you go to work and you say, that's what I'm going to do, and did I nurture and did I guide, then you'll never really work a day, right? You're just doing a mission. I have led, a lot of people know here that I am going to be retiring this year, which has been a really, really difficult decision for me. You know, and I played a lot of games with that in my head. Like, I kept pushing it and saying, well, not this year. I can't leave now. These kids are graduating, and I can't leave now because I got to give it 5 years. And then my daughter became pregnant with my second grandson, and I said, let me know if it's going to be twins. And she said, oh, Ma, you know, if it's twins, you're going to retire earlier. And I'm like, oh, no, honey, later. I might have given it another 18. But that didn't happen, and I realized there would never be a time when I didn't love the scholars, and I didn't love this organization, and I didn't love the mission. But it just becomes time when you have to pass it on. And it has given me so much to be a part of COVID nights. It really has. It's given me a sense of purpose and meaning, and just it's ignited my hope that we can make a difference in this world for our scholars, and that there's a program that works. So if I could give back, or if I have given back to this organization one iota of what you've given to me, then I guess I deserve the award.